Hi everyone and welcome to Miss Riley's Maths videos. This is a maths video revising Junior Cert Higher Level Algebra. It's a test that we did just this September at the beginning of the third year, and as you can see there's two types of questions. There are silver questions, which are kind of standard questions, and gold questions, which are a bit tougher. So I'm going to work through all of these. I'm just going to show you the questions so that if you haven't done this test and you're watching another time, you want to try the questions first before I work through the solutions. Okay, so if that's the case, then just pause the video now, try the questions, and then come back. Okay, so here we are. Solve to find the value of. So this is an equation. These are equations. We're trying to find the value of x. We need only the power of 1 for the x's. So these are what's called linear equations. Linear equations. We will have to do quadratic equations later on and simultaneously linear equations, but for now they're just linear equations. So let's do the silver one. X is one side, numbers on the other. So this x's, they're in the wrong place, they're negative anyway. So I'm going to move them to the positive x's. So that's that gone. That's 15x minus 5 is equal to 25. Add 5 to both sides because I don't want that 5 there. I want it on the other side. So 15x is equal to 30. Well, if 15x is equal to 30, then 1x is equal to 30 divided by 15, which is 2. Next one. 2x plus 3 bracket x minus 1 plus 3x equals 13. So when I see a bracket, I'm going to expand it before I do anything else. And then having done that, I'm going to tidy up before I do anything else. So I've got 8x minus 3 is equal to 13. 2x, 3x, and 3x is 8x. And then when I've got x's to one side, numbers to the other, so my number's on the right-hand side, then I'm going to divide both sides by 8 to get 1x, because I've got 8x is 16, so 1x is 2. Over the page. So here we're factorizing, which I know is causing people trouble. So here we're factorizing. Again, remember, highest common factor, grouping, trinomials, and dots. Those are my different types of factorizing. So here there's nothing in common right across. There's 4 terms. So it's a factorizing by grouping. So I'm going to group these. There's something in common here. So in common here is an x. So I've got x by 5y minus 8. And then if this is right, then minus 5y minus 8 should be there again. What do I multiply with 5y to get minus 10y minus 2? So a minus 2 by minus 8 is plus 16. So that's correct. 5y minus 8 by x minus 2. That's my two factors. Watch that again if that was too quick for you. Here we've got, again, factorized by grouping, but if you notice here, there's nothing in common to the first two, and there is in common to the second two, but I need something in common here. So I'm going to rearrange it. So I've got 4a squared plus 6ab, because then a's are in common, minus 21b cubed minus 14ab squared. So what's in common to the first two is 2a multiplied by 2a plus 3b, 4a squared plus 6ab. And then what's in common here? Well, let's do my trick here of putting the bracket down again. What do I multiply by 2a to get minus 14ab squared? So I'm going to need a 7 to get 14. I'm going to need a b squared to get ab squared. I'm going to need a negative, so negative 7b squared will give me negative 14ab squared. And negative 7b squared by plus 3b will give me negative 21b cubed, which is what I have there. So I have 2a plus 3b by 2a minus 7b squared. So that was a tougher one, wasn't it? Could still do it. Okay, this one. It's not a grouping because there's only 2 terms. It's not a highest common factor because there's nothing in common. So it can either be a trinomial, but there's not 3 things, so it's a dots. So if it's a dots, remember the factors of x squared minus y squared, or x minus y by x plus y. So I've got to make sure that both of these are written as something squared. The a is squared, but not the 9. So I've got to rewrite 9a squared as 3a all squared, and 16y squared as 4y all squared. Once I've done that, I've got 3a minus 4y by 3a plus 4y. Okay, so you rewrite your terms so there's something squared. Once there's something squared, it's just the first minus the second in one bracket and the first plus the second, or these can be the other way around. 3a plus 4y times 3a minus 4y. Now, this is a tougher one because you can see that it's probably a dots or it's a highest common factor. I always start with highest common factor. What's in common here is 3. So 3 bracket 4y squared minus 9. And I've got some marks here because I've done some factorizing. But I have to factorize fully. That's what the question says. Factorize fully. Is there anything else I can do with that? There is, because it's a dots. So what I have there is actually 2y all squared minus 3 all squared. So 3, let's ignore that for the minute. Factorizing this dots, it's going to be 2y plus 3, or 2y minus 3 by 2y minus 3. So these two brackets are the same apart. From one's a plus and one's a minus. And that's my final answer. Okay, so that caused a lot of trouble. Solve this quadratic equation by factorizing first. So this is a product and sum. So I'm going to get my brackets. My product is minus 18. My sum is minus 3. 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. 3 and 6. If it's minus 6 and plus 3, I'll get minus 3. So x squared minus 6x plus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. Split it down the middle. X by x minus 6. And then plus 3 by x minus 6. So x minus 6 by x plus 3 is equal to 0. So that's it factorized, but now I have to solve it. So x minus 6 is equal to 0, then x will be plus 6. If x plus 3 equals 0, x is equal to minus 3. Okay? Here's a product and sum, but it's much nastier, so I'm gonna do it the longer way. The product is 3 by 4, which is 12, and the sum is minus 8. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. They have to be the same signs because it's plus 12. So minus 2 and minus 6. So 3x squared minus 6x minus 2x plus 4 equals 0. Split it down the middle. 3x by x minus 2 minus 2 by x minus 2. So 3x minus 2 by x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, that means either 3x minus 2 equals 0, so 3x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2/3, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, and x is equal to 2. Go back over those if you need to, if that's causing you trouble. Okay. Minus b formula, how do I know? Because look, give your answer correct 2 decimal places, and it's a quadratic. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. A is 5, b is 3, c is negative 1. So minus b, so minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared, b squared, minus 4, that's always a 4, by a is 5, by c is minus 1, all over 2 by 5. Minus b, b is 3, so minus b minus 3, plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4, by a is 5, by c is minus 1, all over 2 by 5. So minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 plus 20, all over 10, minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 29, over 10. I did this earlier on my calculator, so that tells me my answer where I add negative 3 plus root 29. When I do that, I get 0.24. And my answer where I have minus 3 minus root 29 all over 10, my answer is minus 0.84. If you don't round correctly, you'll lose 1 mark. So you need to make sure you round correctly. Here, in this next one, which is a tougher one, the reason it's tougher is because we've got a negative b. So a is 1, b is negative 2, and c is negative 9. So minus b is going to be minus minus 2, plus or minus the square root of minus 2 squared minus 4 by 1 by minus 9, all over 2a, 2 by 1. So 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 36 all over 2. Now, minus 2 squared, if you put that in your calculator without brackets, then what you'll find is that the calculator thinks it's minus 2 squared, which is minus 4. The calculator thinks that. So you have to put it in brackets, because then it knows that it's minus 2 all squared, which is plus 4. If you forget to put it in brackets, you may end up with something like a maths error or can't compute type thing, because the calculator will get messed up. So either do it in your head or on your page like I am, or do it carefully on your calculator. That reduces to 1 plus root 10 and 1 minus root 10, and that leaves me with x is equal to 4.16, and x is equal to minus 2.16. Okay? And then finally, simultaneous equations, same size, opposite signs. That's how I do it. You can subtract, but I tend to get same size, opposite signs, and then add. Okay? So here, equation A, equation B. I want to make equation B negative 2x. So I'm going to leave as it is. Equation B is I'm going to double it and then multiply it by minus 2. And I get minus 2x minus 4y equals minus 22. Why do I do that? It's because when I add, they go out. And I get minus 3y is equal to minus 15. Divide both sides by minus 3, and I get y is equal to 5. I know going back to this, that x plus 2y is equal to 11. I'm going to use that to find what x is. I now know what y is, but what's x? So x plus 2 by 5 equals 11. X plus 10 is equal to 11. So x is equal to 1. If I had done it a different way, it wouldn't have mattered. I'd still get the same answer. X is equal to 1. Y is equal to 5. Okay? And then in this last one, here I've got two. There's nothing easy to do. So here I'm going to try and get rid of the y's. So I'm going to make this into negative 6y. So minus 3 multiplied by a will give me minus 15x minus 6y is equal to minus 30. And 2 multiplied by b will give me 8x plus 6y is equal to plus 30. And then if I add those together, well, that's a bit weird. What I end up with is minus 7x is equal to 0. And all it means is that x is 0. Now, that's still an answer. It's still a number. It's just 0. So going back to one of my equations, I can find out what y is. If x is 0, then 5 by 0 plus 2y is equal to 10. 0 plus 2y is equal to 10. 2y is equal to 10. So y is equal to 5. So my answer is x equals 0 and y equals 5. Okay, I hope that was useful. Bye.